So I want to preface this with a few things. This is for the people who run Kennywood so that they can effectively at least investigate to see if this is a possibility. And this information may be outdated because I have not used this entrance since 2017. But there was a shooting at Kennywood recently. So there has been a lot of speculation about how was it done. And I have heard some sources say that it may have been gang related. So obviously something has to be done to prevent this sort of thing from happening. Now, look, I'm just going to say I'm not making this video to comment on anything more than park policy, because I have seen that. I know there was one YouTube channel that was within the coaster sphere that commented on a lot more than just park policy and what needs to be done regarding this. So I'm just making clear, I'm commenting on park policy and how I think it was done. So if you're looking at Google Maps and you look at Kennywood, you'll notice a marker for Pavilion 5. At, right next to Pavilion 5, there is a VIP entrance. This is a tiny parking lot. It holds probably less than 20 cars. This isn't even for employees, this parking lot. So, basically, this parking lot is for, say, if you're the times that I used this entrance, it was because as the family of a VIP, since my dad was a performer for Irish Day, he got the privilege to park in that lot, and I got to use that entrance as the family of a VIP. So, I'm just going to comment. The last time I used this entrance, it had no security. I mean, the most security that it had was it had a parking attendant to make sure that you were allowed to be parking there. That if someone who was illegally parked there was there, they might have said, oh yeah, come give them a ticket or something. So, it's the VIP lot by Pavilion 5 that I'm talking about. So, in 2017, not only was there no security there wasn't anyone to check your tickets, obviously, because VIPs don't have to pay for admission. VIPs just get to go in for free because, well, they're VIPs that are there to perform generally, or maybe they're from, I imagine, say, when a ride manufacturer visits the park to survey if they're going to be building a ride, they park in that lot. So that sort of thing. So it's a tiny lot. Not a lot of people know about it, so it's not all that patrolled. So I suspect that the gunman snuck through that entrance. I mean, I don't know if maybe when it's not a day where they're going to be expecting people to be using that entrance, if maybe they put a fence up there. But if they do, then I have heard people talk about the idea of something getting thrown over the fence by Music Express, and I'm just gonna say I think that idea is pretty ridiculous because it's a backstage area. So, I mean, you're not gonna just see a rando go to a backstage area like that without it being an immediate red flag. But if they put up a fence at the VIP entrance, that still could have been used because it's removed enough from the road that people on the road would not have seen him throw a gun over the fence. And also, it's not in a backstage area, so it's not an immediate call security, someone's in the backstage area sort of thing, like what it would have been if he would have thrown it over the main fence along the road. And so it makes it so that people wouldn't see it, and it makes it so that and I mean, if there's not if they don't put up a fence there, then he doesn't even have to go through security at all. Like, he can just waltz right in. So, obviously, even though I have very much enjoyed it when I've entered through that lot, Kennywood has to get rid of that VIP parking lot. Make the VIPs park in the employee parking lot and have it be so that they have to go through security like everyone else. Like, I mean, you want to make it, like, I mean, it's obviously they don't have to pay for a ticket, so just like, I mean, it would be doable to just open up so that they wouldn't have to pay, obviously. But as far as the as far as what to do about it, obviously we'll see what sort of details come out about it, and the response should be according to those details. But I think they might want to start looking at the VIP entrance and not looking at, oh, let's look all along this fence to see where it might have happened. No, start your search at the VIP entrance, because there are cameras all along that fence. It would be a lot easier for someone to just waltz in through the VIP entrance like they're supposed to be doing, and act all cool like they're supposed to be there. Just waltz right in, and no one notices anything because they're acting all cool like they're supposed to be there. So, I mean, that would be a lot easier than trying to get the gun around security with the main gate. So, obviously, for what they should do about this with removing that parking lot. Yeah, like, I mean, I'll just say the coaster enthusiast in me says, yeah, I know I shouldn't be saying the coaster enthusiast in me says to do something after a tragedy, but I mean, honestly, though, just get rid of that lot. Make it so that the fence goes along the wall that goes along the road goes along that too, and that way it's harder for people to get those kinds of things into the park, and potentially rip out some of the picnic pavilions and the parking lot, and you've got a good plot for a new coaster, by the way. So I mean, I imagine I mean, with what I'm describing about this lot, it's clearly an old thing that they in terms of infrastructure. So in terms of park infrastructure, that is outdated, and it poses severe risks with things like this shooting, because even if that's not how the shooter got the gun in, like, it's a place that someone would be able to get a gun in. Absolutely. I can say from having gone through that entrance, if someone wanted to get something like that through that entrance, it's a hell of a lot easier than doing it elsewhere. So yeah, get rid of that entrance. That's basically what I have to say about that. And I mean, I will also say I'm glad that none of the victims were fatally shot. That's good news that none of them were fatally shot. And so yeah, I mean, these topics are tough, but I mean, it needs to be addressed properly. And also, I do want to add this caveat to, so, like, yeah, it's a different park that I'm going to be talking about here, but it's important for the response to it. So, when I was at Darien Lake last year, I was in line for Viper, and there was a man who whipped out a pocket knife in that line. And I saw him motioning to his girlfriend that they had plans for some bad stuff. And I told the ride operator, hey, that man whipped out a knife. And Darien Lake is a park that I've seen more security guards than any other park I've ever been to. By far. Like, probably triple, at least. Triple the number of security guards. And they didn't throw him out of the park. So, I mean, I'm just going to say, increasing security is not the answer. Increasing the number of security guards isn't the answer. It's enforce your policy. It's enforce the policies and make it so that there aren't easy loopholes like the VIP entrance. That is how you address issues like this. You make it so that cracks like the VIP entrance are not there, and you and you and you don't make it so that it seems like half the people in the park are security guards, because that's how it was when I was at Darien Lake, and like that was unquestionably the worst park experience I've ever had when I was at Darien Lake. So I hope Kennywood does not go the Darien Lake route of addressing this. And like, I mean, Darien Lake proves that it just doesn't work. So I mean, I just felt I had to get that out about the Knife Man at Darien Lake and how it proves that, I mean, how they're probably going to respond to this situation is not the right way to respond to this situation. I mean, the right way to respond to it is, like I said, get rid of the VIP entrance, because that's a easy place to sneak in if you plan it out. And if this was gang related and someone wanted to bring a gun into the park, they had the time to scope it out and make their decision of, oh, maybe when that parking attendant takes a bathroom break, I'm going to run in through there. They had the smarts to do that. So let's see a smart response to this by getting rid of that VIP entrance. As much as I've enjoyed using it, that's what has to happen.